what would you tell to those young guys that are coming in the industry?
It makes it a lot easier, you know? And if I could go back and change one thing, it would have been that. There's more value in that than anything that you can do. The industry is constantly evolving, and you have to keep up with change.
Is there a secret that you know and your partners know or Rhino Roofers know to grow all these? Is there a secret in this?
Yes.
One of my favorite questions, David, is entrepreneurship for everybody? Hey, what's up, roofing fam? Welcome to one more episode, Roofers Going Digital TV, where we present the trends and the leaders that are changing the path of the roofing industry. And this time, I have a roofing industry leader that I wanted to interview for a long time, David Villareal. Welcome to my show, my man.
Nice to be here.
No, thank you for being here, David. David, I want this to be your show, man, and this your time. I wanna know first, who is David Villareal first, so everybody knows about you.
Oh man, how much time do I got?
All day long, man.
I'm just a guy, grew up in Kingsville, Texas, a little town south of Corpus. You know, I got my first job in construction when I was, 15 years old, working at a local lumberyard owned by the King Ranch. We sold a lot of shingles and insulation, and I got to know the Owens Corning rep at the time. Okay. Became friends with him, and then he said, after you get out of school, reach out and see, what your plans are. So ended up taking a job in Dallas that he set me up with a wholesaler. My job there was selling shingles and insulation. I did that for a while, and then a spot opened up at Owens Corning, and he asked if I wanted to interview for it. I interviewed. I didn't really think I was going to get the job, but ended up getting the job and started at Owens Corning and spent 20 years there. Kind of where I really fell in love with the roofing industry, and eventually took the step into opening up my own.
Do you think that experience in Owens Corning gave you all the skills to open Rhino Roofer or to help Rhino Roofers?
I thought so. But I learned early on that I didn't know everything I thought I did. So,
oh man, yeah. Who is Rhino Roofers?
It's not just my company. I have two partners, and we started Rhino Roofers in April of 2021.
Okay.
Primarily focused on residential roof replacements, gutters, and repairs early on, and that kind of evolved over the years. And in June of 2023, we started the commercial roofing division.
Nice.
And that was new to me because we didn't do commercial roofing at Owens Corning. So it was a lot of figuring stuff out, hiring the right people. But yeah, it's for being a young business, I feel like we're doing a lot of the right things.
I see, and I think a lot of the community see Rhino Roofers everywhere. I think you guys are taking good decisions on what are on the business. So congratulations on everything you are building, David.
Thank you.
Now, David, changing a little bit the subject. You are a business owner. You were a professional before in Owens Corning, an executive. But right now you have another duty right now. You are the president of the Central Texas Roofing Contractor Associations.
Yeah.
How does all that start? Like, how can you do all that? Being as an executive in Owens Corning, then opening your company, now the president of this association.
You would think that I didn't have enough time to focus on anything else, but fortunately with the business that we've been able to develop here at Rhino, we got a really good leadership team.
Okay.
And it's enabled me to branch out and just kind of research more and spend more time trying to figure out how I can be a better leader, resources. And I thought that, RCAT would be a good place for me to do that, the CTRCA. Mm-hmm. I was asked to be part of the board, and I decided to do it. I thought it would be a cool, learning for me. And it has been, being able to network with other like-minded individuals across the state, The cool thing about CTRCA for me has been how willing and able people are to share, and help other people like you. Just really all the other roofing companies in Texas, they're a really open organization.
Nice. What are the benefits? You said some benefits right now, but what are the benefits that you can share to a community if they want to join or association or any association across the country?
Like I said, man, the biggest thing for me was the networking part. Being able to talk to other business owners about their issues, benchmarking our business and finding solutions to issues has been probably the biggest thing for me. It became, it's an organization, but it became a big mastermind in a way, just because everybody's open to sharing.
Yes, I agree with that. I think the networking and the camaraderie of this group is huge. Also, we're going to have events. What events are we having in the next months, David?
So we've got several. So when I started on the board, I suggested that we start an educational committee, which I was a chair for prior to becoming the president. And we got together with a few other roofing companies here in San Antonio, and we said, how are we going to go to market, with these lunch and learns, and just really try to educate people, other companies. And so we started these monthly lunch and learns, and they've been going really good. And we had really good speakers and coaches and trainers coming in. So for this year, we got Darren Williams in January, and I'm excited about that one because it's really about understanding your numbers, how to scale properly. And if you're a company that wants to exit, at some point, he can teach you how to do those things. And if you're a company that wants a legacy type of business, he's your guy too. So I'm excited about listening to what he has to say. And we've got Jim Johnson later in the year. Awesome. He's always good. We're going to do like a panel. So we've got Dave Taggart from A5 Roofing, Gennaro from Bison Roofing, myself, maybe Jake Bryden from Heritage. He's got a great business. So yeah, a lot of that.
I can't wait for those lunch and learns. Besides those lunch and learns, also we are going to have it in the region. We are going to have the IRE in San Antonio in the next 3 weeks. We are going to be all there. It's important because it's in our house, it's in San Antonio, it's in Central Texas. So it's impacting us. If you are a contractor or even a homeowner in Central Texas, we recommend you to go check that event. It's impressive. Also, other events that we are going to have this month, we are going to have Roofing Day in April.
Yes.
That we are going to go to the Capitol to fight for some rules that we want to start setting up in Texas, because as everybody knows, we don't have license in Texas. So that's why it's important that we all participate. And that's one of the reasons, the license is one of the reasons that we are doing all this, because in the end of all this, of everything that we are doing, the problem here is the homeowner, is the end consumer. Those are the guys that are being affected the worst way. That's why we are doing all this. Yes, because it's cool to network. Yes, it's cool to learn about roofing, but the community, the homeowner, the consumer awareness is the most important part here. If we wouldn't have the consumer getting our services or helping them, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about RCAD and CTRCA is they're essentially the voice of the industry. They represent roofers like me, and and they advocate for fair building practices and building codes, regulations, and then they give us a heads up on legislation that's being worked on that can really affect how we manage our business and how we build our roofs. So yeah, it's important.
Super important. Also, we are going to have the fishing tournament. I think it's by April, May. I hope you can come.
I'm going to be there for sure.
Awesome.
I'm not going to miss a fishing trip.
Awesome. If you don't have a boat, we can get one.
Yeah.
But we need to get it soon. But also, those are the type of events and network. Also, these benefits. How beneficial are these lunch and learns for the community? Do you think would you recommend someone to join the lunch and learns?
Other roofing companies?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I'm part of several different masterminds in San Antonio and outside of San Antonio. And, lunch and learns, it's a great place to get together and learn. And that's the biggest thing. You know, it's the industry is constantly evolving, and you have to keep up with change. You know, and then from the manufacturing standpoint, we're implementing alternating months of doing these little road shows at suppliers' yards, and you know, where we're going to be asking manufacturers to show up, certify contractors, teach them, spending time with not just the owners, but with salespeople that represent their company, and also the project managers that are in the field managing the jobs.
But yes, we are going to have trainings. Most of them are business and more professional, but we are going to have even hands-on product trainings. It's going to be amazing. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn if you want to know more. We are posting all the lunch and learns, who's going to be the speakers, the topics, how can you become a member. But we want you as a member, fam. Become part of the CTRCA. David, changing a little bit the subject, super important, CTRCA and RCAT. David, talking about our community, what recommendation would you give to the roofing community if they want to grow, if they want to have a business? I'm not saying growing, it's like if they want to have a real business.
The biggest thing for me, if I was giving somebody advice on starting out a business or taking your business to the next level, you know, one is, you know, create your culture, hire to that culture, you know, creating and documenting all your processes, and then ultimately holding your people accountable to those processes. You know, those are some of the most important things. The other thing is you want to, you know, invest in your brand.
Okay.
Make it easy for people to find you.
Oh yeah.
Regardless of the platform.
Yeah.
And then build quality roofs and give people an experience that they're going to be proud to share with their friends and family.
Imagine somebody saying like, David, I love those recommendations, but I don't know how to build processes, man. What can they do if they want to do all these, have a brand like yours?
I mean, the biggest thing is you're not going to figure it out on your own. I mean, it's a lot of work. It took us, you know, a good 5 to 6 months. When we first started, that's all we did. We sat in this room for a good 5 months before we even hired anybody and sold a roof. And that was by design. I mean, we wanted to, you know, realize, you know, our marketing, our branding, how we're going to go to market, and then building out our processes, which have evolved over time. But, you know, whenever you become part of an organization like CTRCA, RCAT, it makes it a lot easier, you know? And if I could go back and change one thing, it would have been that. I would have tried to network a lot faster so I can get the advice that I needed to build out the process that I needed.
I have here some people talking about networking. I have seen some people in the social media saying that don't go to events, that they don't work. What do you think? Do you think
there's more value in that than anything that you can do? You know, by far. You know, the networking and just the willingness from people to share. You'd be surprised. You know, I mean, people call me and ask me things, and I'll say, let's go sit down and have lunch. And I'll share as much as I can share. I'm not going to give them the exact direction on how we, you know, do things, but I'll, in general, help them out. And I think every business owner wants to help level up everybody.
Yes. Because in the end, the one who is going to benefit is what we said in the beginning, the homeowner and the building owner. Yeah. And if they can help, and we are homeowners and we are building owners, so like we need to take care of ourselves and our community. David, do you think are some of the pain points or some of the bad decisions that contractors are making that are not the best? For example, I'm going to start with this one. I see a lot of contractors, I'm not saying that it's bad, but going all in door to door, all in, like I have 100 salespeople door knocking, and hey, how is your digital system? No, I don't. Digital system? No, I don't have a website, man. It's all. What do you think that the most common mistakes that they are making? Opportunities.
Well, it's a different model, right? So I mean, there's a bunch of different models of roofing.
Important.
And I think one of the most common models is that 1099 door knocker model, probably because it creates the least amount of risk for a business owner. But the other side of that sword is that it also creates an environment of attrition, you know, because you're not really surrounding anybody with a bunch of resources. It's, you know, go knock doors, and eat what you kill type of business. And people realize pretty quickly that I can go do this for anybody. Like, I'm the one that's doing the sales, I'm the one that's making the money. If this guy's paying me 8%, that guy's offering me 10, I'll just go work for them. And then they'll do the same thing to that next guy, and they'll go somewhere where they're making 12. We have a very different model for us. It's, we have all W-2 employees.
Okay, nice.
They get dental, vision, healthcare, 401k, PTO. They're surrounded with a bunch of resources, project management, inside sales to do follow-ups for them, then accounting to do the invoicing and collecting, videography. We generate leads, right? That's our thing. Much like the name of your company, Roofers Going Digital, we're a roofer that went digital from the beginning, mostly because, we saw the market going in the direction where homeowners were more empowered by the internet. And we just made a commitment to make their buying journey easier by making ourselves easy to find on all these platforms. The attrition thing, going back to that, regardless of what model you have, the way to control attrition is to, like I was saying earlier, create your culture, hire to that culture, have a solid platform on onboarding and training that sets your people up for success, and then have leaders in place that can hold them accountable to activities. That's the biggest thing. And if you can help your people grow, they'll stay.
Guys, David just said a series of super important things that if you think about them, they are doing everything. They are doing branding, building process, building systems, focusing on leadership. You will need to do all that if you want to have a legit company, fam. You will need to know about everything. And that's the challenge that we see in the roofing industry. Like, I see a lot of people, sales rep, that they are selling a lot and they say like, oh, I want to open my company, without knowing that it's not only about sales, because there is a trend that, oh, if you're a sales rep, you are the king of the world. What do you think? What would you tell to those young guys that are coming in the industry? They are killing it in sales, and they are saying like, I'm gonna open a company. What would you say about that?
Take your time. Really get to where you understand your numbers, because your numbers can get you in trouble really quick, especially whenever you're out there selling and selling and selling, and then it's time to start building those jobs, and you don't have the cash flow to float those jobs. You can get into a lot of trouble. And I've seen it. I was on the manufacturing side, so I used to see, salespeople that I would train, and then see them open up their own business, and it would last a year if they were lucky, and then they'd be on to doing something different. It's a trend, and I'm always for someone taking that risk to open up their own business. I did it, and it worked out. But there was a lot of things I didn't understand. I was a sales guy, so much like you're talking about. Fortunately, I was partnered with somebody that knew business and knew how to scale and knew how to create process. So it was a little bit easier for me. But what I would tell people is to take your time and scale at your ability, and just really understanding your numbers.
Oh, and also you pay your dues, man. You were 20 years in Owens Corning, and before that you were working already in the roofing industry. You learned a lot there, and you understand a lot of things. And guys, something that David is doing, and he mentioned it before, he's looking at trends in the industry. And looking at trends, sometimes you need to have a good eye and a good feeling. You need to understand the market, you need to understand the industry, you need to understand the past and the future. And that's why something super important that a lot of people don't develop that skill. And that's super important, seeing these trends. One of my favorite questions, David, is entrepreneurship for everybody?
I think the dream of entrepreneurship is for everybody. The reality is that it's probably not. Unfortunately, not everybody's going to be in that position to take that risk or want to take that risk, and that's okay.
I have a saying that if I knew how hard it was going to be before I create Roofers Going Digital, I will think it twice.
Same, coming from being a manufacturing rep and playing golf and fishing all the time and eating out and having a good time, entertaining people, to working 65, 70 hours a week. and it's a lot of work. It's not for the weak, for sure.
For sure, yes, I agree. I've never felt so much pain in my life after opening my business. Sometimes I recommend this, like, yeah, it's not for everybody, without doubt.
Yeah.
David, in the topic about going back to the sales and marketing, something that I'm seeing is that people we already say it, is focusing about sales. If, okay, somebody says like, no, I understand the marketing is the way, but where into marketing would you start if you are like a company that is starting? Posting on Facebook, investing on advertising, having a good brand, a good website. What advice would you give to the community?
It starts with your brand. You know, it's brand recognition.
My logo?
Your logo.
My logo,
Yeah.
okay. That's the first thing.
Yeah, the first thing, all right, because that's what's going to be out there.
Okay.
Investing in it, making sure that you're easy to find on all the platforms, you know, Google, specifically. But then it's understanding how marketing works. That it's not just, you know, I have customers reach out to me before and say, man, I started a website and I'm not getting any leads. Like, well, are you running ads? Like, how are you, like, what are you thinking was going to happen? And he's like, well, you know, I get a lot of impressions. Like, there's people visiting my website, but I'm not getting any clicks. I'm not getting any form leads. I'm not setting any appointments. And I was like, well, you gotta have paid ads to get that going. It's not just having a website. That's just part of it. And for the most part, it's, you know, for us, it's multi-touch marketing. You know, we do a lot of traditional, you know, with our billboards, our, you know, TV, radio, the trucks, you know, it's a big one. But then you follow it up with a digital approach to get people to your website and then getting them or give them a reason to click and set up an appointment. But it's not easy to do by yourself. You know, you gotta have somebody, you know, like you guys that understand how it works and run those ads.
Did you have to study this? To study marketing, digital marketing?
I didn't. You know, fortunately, my partner in his prior business, you know, he was really good at marketing. Nice. And that's kind of what he did, and he heads up our marketing here. We have a marketing director, her name's Michael, and she's great. Nice. But, you know, she works directly for him. I'm over the sales, commercial division, and production here.
Nice, nice. Yeah, there is a term right now, and you are going to start seeing it, and more because of that's the model that we are doing in Roofers Going Digital. It's called SEO.
Yeah.
Not search engine optimization. Search everywhere optimization. Yeah. I don't know if you have seen Google. It's a topic that it's right now in the digital marketing world. Google is having a lot of problems with the monopoly, ChatGPT. So they are saying that, and all the new search engines that are coming into play. So search everywhere optimization is the new thing that is coming in the market, and that's another trend that we are like, that this is the future, but it's just starting. For example, ChatGPT. TikTok is going out. They just announced yesterday. Facebook is not going to start like measuring like what the content that they are publishing. It's a lot of things.
AI is going to change a lot of it. You know, it's I know we're looking at it and how we can implement it and some of the stuff that we do, but you know, we think we do a good job with the marketing part, and you know, we're able to generate a good amount of leads and convert well. And that's the thing. If you don't have processes and you're not practicing and you're not able to close deals, but you're spending money on generating the leads, you're gonna spend out pretty quick. You know, you got to be able to convert those leads to a sale. You know, so I always tell people, button up yourself first. You know, create your processes and document them. Practice your sales pitch. You know, practice overcoming objections. Do all that stuff first, because once you're good at that and you can get a lead in, and now you can sell it. But if you generate 5 and you can only close 1, you're going to lose money, and you're going to lose money fast. So, you know, and that was something we had to learn. You know, our close rate started out low. We're generating money, and then we start losing money. It's like, why? You know, why? What are we doing wrong? It's like, we're not closing enough. We're not closing effectively. So then we started practicing that, and then that gets better. So those are all the things that, you know, you figure out. But for us, you know, doing it the right way, it's process first before you start investing into leads.
David, something that I'm realizing is that all the things that you are saying, all the valuable information that you are saying are basic things, you know. Is there a secret that you know and your partners know or Rhino Roofers know to grow all these? Is there a secret in business?
Yes, and I'm not going to share it. No, there's no secret. It's just hard work, hard work and trial and error. That's it.
Fam, there is no secret in business, and everything you can find it on YouTube, on Google, and David is saying it right now. But I've seen a lot of younger contractors really doing everything, you know. I have a problem with the shiny object situation that they are, there is money in there is money in roofing. Oh, let's go do roofing. No, flooring too. Oh, let's go flooring. No, you open a restaurant, money too. But I think focus, something that probably you guys are doing really well, is to focus on everything that you are building.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you brand the way that we're branded and you generate leads the way we generate leads, it's easy to fall into that trap of, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And it's like, yeah, we could, but I don't want to. Like, I'm not a painter. I'm not a fence guy. I don't do doors and windows. I don't do siding. It's like, we're a roofing contractor. We do it on the residential side. We do it on the commercial side. And that's what our focus is. It's like, get really good at one thing first before you go and branch out into others. And that's just my thing. Everybody's going to be different. And I just don't want to do those other things yet.
These are the conclusion of the conversation. How important is personal development to building this?
Like I was saying, this is my first crack at being a business owner. I've never run a business before. I was sales. So there's a lot of things that I had to figure out. And I got really into reading, and early on it was, reading books about, self-development, becoming a better leader, a lot of John Maxwell type books. And then it got to, developing other leaders in the company to make my job easier, right? Did that, and now I'm reading books on delivering, customer experience. That's kind of what I'm on now, is because ultimately you want people to brag about you to their neighbors, their family, their friends, and that's how you grow your business. So it's like, how do we deliver the best customer experience around? And that's kind of what our focus is right now.
Guys, what David is saying, basic things, because you are gonna say, I have a good customer service too, but they take it to the extreme. They read books. I don't know how many books David have read, but it's basic things going to the extreme. David, what recommendations? I want 2 recommendations right now. What recommendation would you give the community if they wanna join CTRCA and ARCAD, and an invitation, and also a last recommendation for the community for the business? 2 recommendations: ARCAD and CTRCA and business.
We're having plenty of events this year, so reach out to me, reach out to Francisco here. Really, if you know anybody on the board or any members of ARCAD or CTRCA, and just join. It's really affordable, to be part of CTRCA. It's $250 a year. Should be really easy for just about any business owner to do. There's so much value in what we're doing. It's money well spent. As far as any advice I can give to the industry, understand your numbers. That's the biggest thing, is understand them. If you're available, Darren Williams, that event is going to be at ABC Supply, store 461 on Riddiman Road. If you're able to be there, register, sign up, get there. It's going to be a really, really well-run event, and the content and knowledge that you'll gain from that on understanding your business, especially if you want to scale, it's going to be a really cool event. You should be there.
Yes. David, now we talk about ARCAD right now and CTRCA, the roofing community, but for the homeowners. And I want you to give a message. If there is a homeowner seeing this, and if you're in San Antonio, what message would you give to them? And if you can give us your Rhino Roofer information so they can contact you.
I can tell you early on, the reason I signed up with ARCAD to start with was because I wanted credibility in the home. And there's regulation, like you were saying earlier, there's no licenses for being a roofer in Texas. But to be a member of ARCAD and CTRCA, you have to be insured, and that's important for a homeowner. And ultimately, our members build properly, and that's important for homeowners too. We abide by the regulations and rules that we have. We tend to do things the right way, and we're proud about what we do. If you're looking to reach out to Rhino Roofers, we're here local to San Antonio. Our phone number is 210-361-7663.
Pam, if you have any question, we are going to post this video on YouTube. If you have any question, leave it in the comments. I will answer them. Don't forget to follow Roofers Going Digital TV on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. And thank you very much, David, for this valuable information. This reinforces everything that I always say, like focus on the basics and focus on what you are doing. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Pleasure to you. Thank you.